Hello again, people. I am Blunty, and in front of me here is the brand new Lumix GM1, which has been touted as the world's smallest interchangeable lens camera. There's usually an asterisk next to that claim that Panasonic are making because when you go look at the fine print, the qualifier for that is in its class, which means it may not consider itself in the same class as my little Pentax Q here, which is, in fact, the world's smallest interchangeable lens digital camera thingamabob. Now, scattered around it, as you can see, I've got a selection of representative samples of cameras for a size comparison. I'm doing an unboxing now in preparation for doing the full-on proper review a little bit later on. And yeah, I know unboxings are a little bit sort of naff, but I've been finding I kind of like doing them when I get a product like this in for review because it gives you guys an opportunity to ask questions and ask me for things specifically to look at in my review. It helps me sort of understand what you guys want looked at in the reviews, and that's why sort of I keep doing these unboxings. It helps informs the direction of my reviews somewhat, which is handy. But just quickly, what I've got here is my Olympus EP3, which is my standard. Soon, it's about ready to be replaced, this guy. It's getting a bit long on the tooth. I really want a replacement for him, but I haven't quite settled on something yet. But still very good micro four thirds camera, and pretty average size for a micro four thirds camera. This is a representative sample of that. Of course, my Pentax Q, the smallest interchangeable lens digital camera out there. There's the Sony RX100, which is some of the best pocketable camera you can spend your money on these days. It is a truly superb bit of kit. I haven't been able to get a Mark II yet, I'm afraid, but they're about the same size, so for the purposes of this, it will serve just fine. And of course, back here, my Pentax MX-1, which is a brilliant little piece of kit, and great value for money when it comes to compact camera, carry around, sort of shoot anywhere, leave it in your bag all the time kind of thing, which is, you know, kind of the market that the GM1 is hitting towards. So let's open it up and get a good look at what's in the box and do some size comparisons here. So flip him open. I've got a scrap of paper here, CD-ROM, something in Mandarin, I think. Now, this is the production sample that has been sent to me for the purposes of review, so what's in the box here may not precisely reflect what you get in the retail box, but it should be pretty much identical. I would expect identical. So a little basic owner's manual there, which is good. You got your software there, of course, which no one ever uses. Tray with nothing else in it. Let's go this pocket first. So we have the charger, pretty standard. The battery. Let's have a look at what kind of battery it is, just in case you're an existing Lumix shooter and want to know whether your other battery packs will suit. It is the where's the model number? DMWBLH73E. God, I can't read this morning or speak or anything. I've no idea whether that's the same battery they use in some of their other cameras. Probably. I couldn't tell you which ones it is though, because I'm not that familiar with the batteries in use on these cameras. Mini USB cable there. No worries. What's in the back pocket back here? Okay, we have the power connector for the charger, mains power, and a little leather strappy thing, which I never ever put on my cameras because I hate over the neck straps. Anyway, here's the main deal. Here's what we're here to see. Pop them out of his little protect. Holy crap, this thing is tiny! This is literally the first time I've unboxed it. I wanted to save my genuine reaction for the video, but look at this thing. It is idiotically small. I know it was going to be small. You know, Panasonic are making a big thing about it. Oh, it's the smallest micro four thirds cameras in the world, but bloody hell, it is tiny and very light. It's got a magnesium alloy body, which they've done so they can mount the sensor directly onto the body, so it helps with heat dissipation and stuff and helps them keep the size down and everything. They've done a few other things to keep the size down. There's a motor-driven shutter instead of a spring-driven shutter that's in just about every other camera out there, which means the maximum shutter speed on the physical shutter is down to 1/500th of a second, which is quite slow by today's standards. Very slow, really. But there is an electronic shutter to take you all the way up to the more useful things if you're shooting a bright light with bright apertures and stuff like that. But we'll get to that in the review. But for now, look how idiotically small this thing is. It's tiny. Oh, look, the shutter's down at the moment. That's weird. Normally you can see the sensor when you pull that thing open. All right, fair enough. Maybe it's just because it's not powered up. So we'll pop that back on there. So yeah, it looks very much like any other compact camera out there. Mode dial, or focusing modes, on and off, shutter button, blah 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 blah. We'll look at all that in more detail in the review, but let's get some size comparisons going. Now first, representative of the micro four thirds world. So much, much, much smaller in every dimension. It is significantly tinier. And this isn't a perfectly fair comparison if you take the lens into account, because this is a prime 45mm lens. This is the brand new lens they've released for this camera to keep the size down. It's a 12-32, but it is quite small. It's a f3.5. Where's the listing for it? It's on the front here. Yeah, f3.5 to 5.6. So pretty stock standard speed for a kit lens. Quite slow by today's standards, really. But as you can see, it extends out when in use and folds away when not in use, to try and keep the size down as compact as possible, to keep this thing as pocketable as possible. So there we go. Next up, MX-1. It's a beast compared to the MX-1. I mean, the MX-1 isn't the particularly tiniest point and shoot around there, but yeah, it's ridiculous. How about the Sony? Well, look at that. It's smaller than the Sony, which is a fixed lens, or it's built-in zoom lens, but non-interchangeable lens camera, and they've somehow managed to make the damn thing smaller. It's about the same width, a little bit shorter, about the same thickness. The Mark II will be slightly thicker because that's got the tilty screen on the back as well, so that's friggin' incredible. All right, now, Pentax. No, it's bigger than the Pentax, so it is not the world's smallest interchangeable lens digital camera. It's just not. That asterisk is there for a reason, obviously, because it's not smaller than the Pentax. Maybe it means the smallest out of all the Micro Four Thirds, or the smallest out of everything with a sensor bigger than this, because this sensor is significantly smaller than what's in Micro Four Thirds. But when you put them, I think I might want to shoot them head to head. I'm going to try and get a hold of the new Pentax, the Pentax Q7, which I've been waiting on, because that's got a slightly larger sensor. It's actually the same size sensor that's in the MX-1, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to put the two smallest interchangeable lens cameras against one another, because I've got a feeling that this kit lens will not quite measure up to the surprisingly good kit lens from the Pentax. But anyway, we'll find out. But yeah, that's your unboxing. That's me rambling about it. It's my shock and awe as I pulled it out of the box, and it is just ridiculously tiny, very, very light. Geez, without the lens on there, it feels like a dummy model. It feels like one of those empty plastic pretend show models they put on show floors so people can look at the camera and get a feel for the camera, but without risking someone sort of stealing a few $100 worth of camera. So wow, no hot shoe, of course. That's one big thing that's missing from this, that I don't think is missing on any other Micro Four Third camera out there in the world. I think they've all got hot shoes on them, except for this one, which may be a deal breaker for some of you. No microphone input on it, of course, so that may be a problem for video shooters out there as well. But this thing does have in it the same sensor and the same image processing chip that is in the GX7, which is a fantastically good camera that I reviewed recently, if you missed it, but it is a truly superb camera, and this has the same image processor and exactly the same sensor chip inside there, so I'm expecting big things from this little guy. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I'm going to go get an energy drink into me, see if I can kickstart my brain, because obviously it's just not working for me at the moment. Thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.